Everybody, let's read the story and get to know our little friend, Tiny. Tiny was a Christmas elf, and he was very, very tiny. As tiny as a grain of rice, so small that if someone sneezed, they might breathe him on the achoo and wish him out on the tree. So Tiny was a Christmas elf who is very, very tiny. So Tiny did not like being tiny. He wanted to be as big and round as Santa Claus. Don't be silly, said his mama. Santa Claus is Santa Claus, and you are you. Not everyone is made to be big and round like Santa Claus, just like not everyone is made to be tiny. But I feel like nobody notices me, said Tiny. Everyone knows about Santa Claus, but whoever thinks about a tiny Christmas elf? People don't notice Santa Claus because he is big and round, said Tiny's mama. We notice him because he does nice things for people. He brings presents to little children like you who might not have the money for presents. He brings happiness to people who feel sad the rest of the year. It's a nice thing being Santa Claus, of course, but it is also a nice thing being you for who you are.
么？圣诞精灵，没错。那圣诞精灵名字叫做什么？这是什么？有没有同学可以告诉我？来，一起说，我们一起说。Tiny， excellent， 没错。我们的圣诞精灵呢，它叫 Tiny， 那它体型怎样？小小的一只动物，对不对？但是呢，它很生气，为什么它不能跟圣诞老人一样的大动物？对，这是它的梦想。但是很快的，它就会发现它的身上呢有一个很特别的才能哦，使它胜过了这一个圣诞老人。好，那我们接着呢要来看一下它的才能是什么。那大家知道它身形就是一个很小的跟米粒一样的大头，就是其实照起来是这么小的啦。那因为图片上有放大的效果，所以它的怎么样？它跳舞的时候，它又怎么样？它就会吸到了那个鼻腔里面去了。那鼻腔里面就会觉得怎么样？痒痒的，会想把它弄掉，对不对？所以他就觉得怎样？很伤心。好，所以我们来看一下呢，Tiny他接着会有什么样子的才能呢？好，可以
Okay, now, can I ask you, what is the name of the Christmas elf? What is the name? Name is Tiny. Let's continue reading the story. So as what we have said, Tiny is very sad because he is sad being tiny, right? He wants to be as big as Santa Claus. Now let's continue reading the story. Are you excited to know more about Tiny? Yes, okay, let's continue. Tiny, the Christmas elf, thought about this. He would like to do nice things like Santa Claus. But how could he? He was so tiny. If he tried to steer a Christmas sleigh, it would career up into the clouds because the wind was stronger than he was. If he tried to wrap a present, he would get himself stuck in the tape. So as you can see, he tried to wrap a present, but he got stuck because Tiny was very tiny. 好，那大家对图片了解吗？OK， 理解。好，那可以理解的话，我们就继续了。有人不知道吗？好，那我们还是讲这个还有题的。好，那刚刚说过 tiny， 因为它的体型很小，那我们发现有押韵 ，tiny 这个字是什么意思？就是微小的，对不对？那它的名字刚好叫 tiny 哦，所以这边是有都用押韵的。那它想像圣诞老人一样，就是可以发礼物给大家，对不对？何况它是一个那个圣诞节的精灵，所以它就从事着通过圣诞节的相关活动。比如说呢，他就想说，那我来试着包装这个礼物好了。结果呢，他有成功吗？有成功吗？没有。刚刚有同学听到为什么他没有成功吗？有没有？他太小了，对不对？所以他是胶带整个他在我要装这个礼物的时候，他怎样？他就被这个胶带整个粘住了，对不对？所以他可能就没有办法胜任这项工作。不过呢，他还是有其他工作是可以胜任的。我们接下来继续看他能够胜任什么样子的工作呢？ So, one day, Tiny woke up and he said, maybe it was just a matter of mind over matter. He thought that perhaps he only to believe in himself. So, he wrote an application to be one of the Christmas elves who had made the children's toys. Perhaps he could paint the very fine numbers, tiny numbers, on the barcodes of the toys, like this. But his writing was so tiny that nobody could read it and nobody could notice it. So now it was Christmas Eve. Tiny, the Christmas elf, was sitting on the roof of his tiny little house, having a little cry to himself. After a while, because that person was crying. It was a little boy. A sad, sad little boy crying on Christmas Eve.
好，来，大家有知道呢？开明他自己报名了什么工作吗？有人听到吗？开明他报名了什么工作？嘿，所有的工作，好像有点不对哦，没关系。好，来，那我公布答案。刚刚开明呢，他自己报名的呢，就是他愿意去为小孩子制作这个玩具。那他有一项很特别才能是什么？因为他小小的，所以他写那个玩具的编号写的要非常的精细。所以他觉得很开心，但是呢，最后小孩子收到礼物的时候，发现什么？对，他那个编号怎样太小了，所以根本没有人注意到，对不对？所以他就怎样很伤心的，跑去自己房子里面的屋顶上，然后坐着在那边哭，然后哭泣了一阵子之后，他就停了。但是他停止之后，他有听到什么？有人在哭泣的声音，但是他没有在哭的，到底是谁在哭泣呢？而这个时候呢，他就看到在远处呢。有一个窗户，那里有一道光芒，于是呢，他就赶紧走到那个窗户的光芒那里，那个窗户光芒照映的呢是一个小男孩，然后他就这样子望着窗户在哭泣，然后手放着的窗户这样子。好，那我们接下来看为什么这个小男孩在哭泣呢
？Tiny, the Christmas elf, climbed up to the windowsill and stood in front of the little sad boy's face. He was tiny as an ant, you see? And he held onto the window very tightly in case the little boy breathed in too deeply and wished him up. Hello, he said in his tiny, tiny voice. What's wrong? Why are you crying on Christmas Eve? And incredibly, the little boy heard him. Hello, funny little elf, sniffed the boy. I'm crying because it's Christmas Eve, and I am so excited about Santa Claus coming that I cannot sleep. But my mom and dad told me that if I do not go to sleep, Santa will not come. And I'm trying, but I just cannot go to sleep. Santa will be here. How can I possibly go to sleep when Santa is here? Now this was the little boy, and he was very sad, and he said all his problems to the tiny elf. That is a conundrum. Conundrum, which means a problem, said Tiny the Christmas elf. It's true that Santa can't come if children are awake, and it's true that it's really hard to sleep when you are excited. About the presents, the food, and my cousins are coming tomorrow. Yes, said Tiny the Christmas elf. I can see that. Tiny thought hard. What if I sing you a tiny little song in your ear to help you go to sleep? Do you think that might help solve the problem?
书里的那个，对，没错，这个我叫他的耳边轻轻的发出有用的声音，叫做他的歌声怎样很动人，而且他刚好唱出来是怎样小小声的，刚好不会很吵，然后二调就特别的柔弱，所以他特别的觉得圣诞老人就可以成功的来找到他了。continue.
And so, Tiny the Christmas of now accompanies Santa every Christmas Eve as they visit all the houses. If any children are still awake, when Santa arrives, Tiny slips in and sings like ha ha ha, sings a little song in their ear, and they are soon asleep and dreaming the most wonderful dreams. And everyone is happy. None happier than Tiny the Christmas elf. So that began the journey of Tiny. At first, he did not have any idea how to become a great elf during Christmas. But now, he knows what to do. He can sing lullabies to children like you who cannot sleep. So now, Tiny the Christmas elf joins Santa every Christmas Eve. And that's the story of Tiny the Christmas elf. The end.
OK， 好，所以呢，这个故事就到这边结束了。那待会呢，我们会问大家一些问题的。
So, what do you think the story of Tiny teaches us? Did you learn something from the story of Tiny?
大家对这个问题是什么意思呢？就是呢，我们读完了这个故事，这个故事你觉得呢？它教导我们什么？或者是你学到什么东西？如果知道的话，就举手言论。很好，这个同学说呢，虽然觉得自己的内容难不足，对不对？先不管难不足，但是呢，你觉得你可以做得到的，勇于尝试的会很棒哦。还没想到，没关系，那讲这个都是我。每个人都有自己的长处，很好的，这是缺点跟优点，对不对？那我们就是要想办法让自己的缺点化为自己的力量，对不对？好，来，看这自己的信心很好。我们这个故事要教我们要怎样建立自信心，可以帮助别人，很好，将自己的缺点化为力量，帮助别人。
So your answers are all correct. So what Tiny teaches us is we can discover a very special talent that we already have. Although sometimes we feel that we are so tiny, but we have our own potentials. So Tiny the Christmas elf is a story about growing into your self-esteem, knowing your importance, and finding your own path. It is also knowing about your purpose in life. So, right now, you are still kids, right? And sometimes you feel, I do not do anything good, but it's only in your mind. Because the truth is, you are all doing great as little kids. And always remember, if you want to get good and very big presents, you need to be good girls and good boys so that Santa Claus can give you your presents, okay? Okay. Now let's practice Christmas sentences. Okay. So today is Christmas. And if it's Christmas, we can greet each other Merry Christmas. Can you all say Merry Christmas? meaning many. Many blessings showered or come to you. Okay? Everybody repeat. This season, I wish that all of your dreams come true. And may bountiful blessings shower upon you. Now, who wants to read the sentence?
那有没有自认念这个句子的？有没有？好。
还行，年轻人。
所以最后跟这边，这边可以来念吗
？Shower.
You good job.
So this is our first Christmas sentence practice. Let's learn two more. May you find the time to recharge and fill yourself with hope. Everybody repeat. May you find time to recharge and fill yourself with hope.
好，以后同学自认那个有没有？没错，念得非常的好哦，而且哪里很标准。好，来，有没有同学自认的 ？OK。非常的棒哦！有发现同学都很好，念得很清楚。OK，one more。
Okay. May your holidays be filled with laughter and good times. May your holidays be filled with laughter and good times.
有没有消失？刚刚还没有人做的同学，对。好 ，good OK。还有没有同学？
what you learned from the story, okay? Now, who wants to get Santa Claus?
有没有人想要得到这个Santa Claus的这个呢？另外一个想要得到待会呢，点到你的同学，一定要到前面来，然后告诉我们你从这个故事中学到了什么。好，来，先放下来，来，一起放下来哦。然后我数到3、2、1的时候，同学来先放下来。我们决定看哦。3、2、1，OK，同学快。
So kids,